Hi, this is Kenny Nguyen, and it's been a while since I made another comic book review event, but Ultimate Invasion kind of came out 2 days ago. The final issue, but I finally got the final issue. The bottom line is, this event good? Well, as usual, it is yet another bland, mediocre, and forgettable comic book event from Marvel Comics. Now, I wouldn't say Marvel didn't try. They did. It's written by Jonathan Hickman, who's a fantastic writer, but the problem was that it was bland, it had a bad pacing, and it had expository dialogue that was almost unreadable, and it was just tiring to read. But before I get that, people will say, "Oh, Ken, you're wrong. The critic reviews are positive for this." Well, as you can see right here, Ultimate Invasion got a mixed reviews. The yellow right here, it means they got a mix. So officially, this event is kind of mediocre. It's just it didn't live up to the expectation, and it was underwhelming. And I think before we get started, I kind of want to give a little deep dive on what this event is about. So right here, anyway, basically the maker, or an evil Mr. Fantastic, he asked Miles Morales if he wants to join, if he wants to go with him to the Ultimate Universe, to Miles Morales' native universe. And basically the maker disappears, and he wants to rewrite history to the point where he sees fit. It's kind of like the Marvel version of Flashpoint. As you can see right here, this is where Peter Parker is supposed to be bitten, but the maker changes history. And I don't have a problem with this, but my biggest issue is that Jonathan Hickman is usually a good writer who focuses on characters and has good dialogue. But for this one, since it felt like he was forced to write a 4-issue story, so he was forced to cram in a lot of world building. And if you look at the dialogue here, it is almost unbearable to read. And it's like, it's really good world building, but it feels so bloated, and it just is not interesting. It isn't written well, and the worst part is this event has terrible pacing. Like, this event should have been more. This event would have felt like 2 to 3 issues of nothing happening, and then the final issue, it was rushed, like how Disney Plus shows are, to be honest. And like I said, all these characters are just bland and just not interesting at all. And I think I'm crazy, but wait until you get to the 3rd issue. Hold on, I'll pause it. Okay, so here, our 3rd issue right here, and like, look at the dialogue here. It takes up half the page. I get that you want to make comic books more mature and all, but the problem is the dialogue here is just not engaging at all. It's just not interesting. It's clunky. It felt like a Christopher Nolan dialogue, which is kind of ironic since I consider Jonathan Hickman to be the Denis Villeneuve. But like I said, this dialogue is just not interesting. It's just people talking so much, and it's just so uninteresting and engaging. And I'm kind of pause it real quick, but final issue is just basically Reed Richards and Howard Stark trying to create a machine where where they have to, where the maker wants to stop this villain, this opponent he has. Like I said, Jonathan Hickman is trying to make it like a time story about a time loop. But like I said, the dialogue is kind of bad. And what's even worse is that the villain, he literally appears in the second to the last issue. Like, he doesn't have that much character development. He doesn't have an interesting personality whatsoever. He doesn't need to be relatable, sympathetic. Just have a good, cool, charismatic, engaging villain. And the art is okay, but like I said, it wasn't bad, but I felt like almost nothing. I felt like I wasted my time reading this event. So overall, I'm just going so people can look at this. Like, it's just bad. Like, I'm sorry guys, this is just, I might make another video on Marvel on why DC is better than Marvel in the comics, but overall this event was just underwhelming. It had bad pacing. Like literally 75% of this story could have been cut, and it could have a tighter pacing, or this should not have been a 4-issue event. It should have been a 12-issue event. And the characters are underwhelming. I don't even care about these guys. The dialogue is bad. The protagonist is uninteresting. And overall, this was just kind of a disappointment. I don't think Jonathan Hickman is a bad writer because he just made one bad event while ignoring Secret Wars, House and Powers of X, and Infinity. But this just was not worth it. So overall, I would probably give this a 5 out of. And that's about it. Like I said, I might make a Contest of Chaos event review tomorrow, and maybe on a Saturday I will make an answer on why modern Marvel Comics is not as good as DC. But you know what? That's about it. See ya.